Hey, Zack here from Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. Today we got a special treat for you. We're looking at the Wilderness Systems Recon 120HD. This is a brand new line from Wilderness Systems. There's the Recon HD, which is going to include the pedal drive in the package, or there's the non-pedal drive version, which is just going by the Recon 120. Still wintertime here, unfortunately, so we haven't had a chance to get it on the water, but stay tuned. As soon as the ice is off the lake, we're going to take it down and try and catch some fish with it. So starting at the front of the boat, on all Wilderness Systems boats, we've got our heavy-duty carry handle here. Sliding a little bit further back, we've got our panel here, which is going to get us inside the boat. On top, little paddle park, so you can tuck your paddle in out of the way, so it's at a nice close location, easy to reach when you need it on the fly. Inside, it actually comes with a nice big gear bin right here, removable obviously, and then you have access to the hull space inside, so you can really kind of deck this thing out. I'm really excited about this boat. Probably be a pretty good boat to actually do some camping with as well. It's got a full gasket in and around, so any splashes coming up on the deck, it's going to keep most of that water from out of here and keep things relatively dry. Heavy duty rubber latch points here, going to keep that on nice and tight. As we slide a little bit further back here on the sides, you can see I've got a couple of rods on each side, and we'll get to where the rod position is in a minute. But you can see there's flat spots here, and you can utilize these to attach different gear points for transducer mounts, fish finders on these little flat spots. It'll accommodate a ball mount, those types of things. Coming a little bit further back again, gear track on both sides. So I think we all know what that's for. Rod holders, electronics, mounting a transducer holder, those types of things. So they're going to be there in a convenient spot, out of the way of pedaling or paddling, but also easily accessible. This is the new updated Helix pedal drive system. So they've kind of reworked the mechanicals on the inside, upgraded the pedals on here. This is more of a heavy-duty mountain bike pedal with some serious grip on there, so your feet aren't going to slide off of it. If you're a barefoot guy, I don't know if that's going to work out so well. You might want to look at pulling these pegs off of here, which isn't going to be all that difficult to do because they're just threaded on with a small Allen key. The Helix pedal drive itself, really intuitive. It comes up out of the water really easily. We can unlatch it, get it completely out of the way so we're in a zero draft position if we need to paddle around, if we're coming into shore, that type of thing. Get it back into position. Two clips on here, lock it down into place, and then just a good push down, and we're locked in. When you are coming into shore and things are getting a little shallow, you do want to make sure that the propeller is in a vertical position. Press down on this, just be really careful this doesn't come up and smash you in the face, and it's up out of the way, ready for transport. The whole system here is fully removable. So you can take that, put it in your vehicle. It's going to save a few pounds. You wouldn't want to travel with this on ideally anyway for any kind of distance. And it's going to keep it clean out of the way. So moving a little bit further back, it comes integrated with silent traction pads built in here right under your feet. So it's going to help dampen sound. It will help prevent spooking any fish. If you're putting lures down, stuff like that, it'll help kind of prevent that knocking noise that you're going to get from that. On the sides here, both sides, we've got some heavy duty carry handles. Looking at the width of this boat, it is big. It is a big wide kayak. It's going to be really, really stable. I haven't had a chance to get one on the water yet, so I don't know how it paddles, but Willie's got a really good track record of building kayaks that paddle really well as fish really well. So I am excited to get out and try the foot drive on it, which I know is going to work really, really well, but also paddle it to see how effective it is on the water. They've updated the seat on this guy compared to what was on the Attack from the Phase 3, still utilizing that nice, comfortable, breathable material, but we now have this kind of pneumatic slide on here, which is really slick. So it's going to be really easy to shift that position, to dial in where you need your feet to be, and to trim the boat. Tons of space underneath here for small tackle boxes and stuff. There's also a slot behind the seat that we can put probably a Plano 3700 size kit in back here. And another really neat feature is kind of these integrated trays right here to throw loose lures or whatever if you're changing it on the fly. And then our integrated kind of rod stagers back here that are held in with a bungee cord. And so we can have a couple of rods, quick access right there. You'll notice there's a couple of little bits right here, and this is actually to deploy the rudder. And I think this is a huge improvement over what Wilderness Systems has done in the past with their rudder cables. One on the left, one on the right, deploys the rudder. How do we control the rudder? Well, it's over on this side, but you can switch it over to the other. It's going to come from the factory on the left side, which is going to be the ideal position for most folks. Just a small hand control. It's going to be able to control that rudder back and forth, left and right, whichever way you want to go. Again, kind of behind the seat here, we have an integrated cup holder. Moving again further back into our tank well. This thing, it's huge. You know, we'll be able to get a kayak crate in here, no problem. It's got some extra points here where we can put some extra tie down spots if we want to secure the load. Nice drainage holes on it, so all the water is going to feed back out, drain out, so we're not going to get any water pooling while we're around the water. Again, lots of flat points here for attachments. If you wanted to put a micro pole anchor system on here, that should be possible. More gear track, and that's what we're looking for. Lots of flat spots if we want to add extra gear track for rod holders or net holders or anything like that. Last but not least, we've got our access into the back. Not going to be super easy to pack things in here, but there are big areas in here. So if you are wanting to rig things on here, it's going to give you access in there without having to cut any holes if you need to mount any screws and bolts, and definitely room for some small dry bags and stuff in there to keep stuff clean and out of the way. All right, let's flip it over and have a look at the hull. All right, so looking at the hull, looks like a great design, fairly flat, so that's going to keep things really stable. We've got a nice protrusion here at the bow, so this is going to help shed any waves and choppy water. Coming into almost a double pontoon style. Again, keep things really stable. You're going to be able to stand up in this thing, no problem, move around and feel relatively secure without wanting to feel like it's going to flip over. Directional scuppers, and the way these work is it actually helps direct the water across the hull without kind of getting that water bubbling back up. They do put a lot of thought into how they design these scuppers to keep water draining out, prevent water from splashing in, and keep the noise down to a minimum. On the pedal drive version here, we're going to see it comes with the mat here. Again, this is just to help with water noise, stop water from lapping up through that hole when the pedal drive is in use. Nice deep keel all the way through. This is going to help with tracking, keeping the boat pointing in a straight direction. Coming back here, I was really surprised to see this. We've got dual spots here to mount the transducer, it looks like. So that's really neat. Nice big pockets. It's going to accommodate a lot of different styles of transducer in there and keep them up inside of protected inside up in the hull. So that's really, really cool to see. A little further back, as you're going to find on most fishing kayaks, we've got a heavy duty skid plate on here. So if you do need to kind of drag it around on the rocks, anything like that, this here is going to help protect that. They are replaceable, so if you do find that you're starting to wear it down, you can get new skid plates on there to swap those out. And on the very back here, a couple of integrated handholds to lift and carry the boat. It's not light, that's for sure. It is a big, wide kayak. It's not impossible to move on your own, but it is a bit on the heavy side. Certainly, I would say on the high side for what most fishing kayaks are. Not the heaviest one out there, definitely not the lightest, but you get what you pay for. If you want a big, solid, stable boat, then this is where you're going to be looking. Well, that wraps it up for the Recon 120HD. Really excited about this boat. If you're looking for more information, have a look at the website, frontnacoutfitters.com. Please feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We're always happy to chat. Thanks for watching.